Well, I'm out here on a solo trip this weekend. Brought the boat up. I don't like to let it set for more than 3 or 4 weeks at a time without running it. Boats seem to prefer to be used. This week here is pretty much going to be what I'd call a maintenance week. First order of business is I got some fertilizer I'm going to spread out here where I sowed this ryegrass. It's pretty cool because we already got some coming up. We'll get it fertilized, and then I'm going to put the rest of the insulation under this cabin. Not that I'm concerned about the insulation, but I'm going to get it out of the inside of the cabin because it's time to start getting it cleaned up in there in preparation to finish the inside of it out. I've been kicking around how I want to finish out this last set of steps going from the road up to the cabin, and unless I change my mind, I may just do it the same way I did these. It's overkill, a little extra work, but it's working. That's what I know. So everything's greening up good. It's pretty. All the green undergrowth. But I will tell you one thing. It has my allergies, and my head feels like it's as big as a 5-gallon bucket. I doubt that you guys can see that too well, but I got all the upper half done. Now I'll go bust open this other pack of insulation and do this lower end. The good news is this lower end will be taller, so be a lot less stooping down and laying on the ground for me. Completely insulate the floor, or what was left of the floor. There was a little bit of it already done, and had just under one bat left. So I had a couple of untreated 2x4s laying around and some scrap. So I did a little more framing on my little bathroom here. Added this stud here. Added this one here, which runs sideways, which I know is weird, but that's just the way I lined it up with my rafters. And then I put this corner in here with some scrap. That way I've got something to nail to across the inside of the bathroom wall and the outside. And I'll have to build this out. I'll have to get some 1/2 inch stock and sandwich between another 2x4 here. That way I've got that nailer in the middle. And then this corner I'll be fine because I made this California corner when I built the walls, when I framed the walls up. I feel like I'll be okay over here because I've got a stud here pretty close. And then when I put my, so you got tongue and groove going this way and going this way, I could put my trim board up on this wall. But it wouldn't be hard to go ahead and go in there and add a 2x4 up that way. We'll see what happens. And I'm gonna need one here. Have to pull this insulation back and put one in, make like a little another California corner in there. Probably next I'm going to, so this is the wire for the bathroom light, and right now it's made to come out and be on the wall. I feel like we won't be too happy with that, so I left this wire long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this insulation down. I'm going to drill up through this double top plate and run that over so we can have our light in for our little bathroom light and have it in the ceiling instead of in the wall. So I had that extra 20 amp breaker and plenty of 20 amp wire. So I went ahead and ran a second outside circuit. And like I said earlier in an earlier video, our intention eventually is to probably install a mini split air conditioning system, unless this thing just performs good enough that we don't need it. So that'll give me a dedicated circuit outside to run to it. And then I've got the other outside circuit that I can use for lights. Maybe we want to run something to the dock. Maybe we want to run some lights down to the road. Whatever. We don't have to use it, but we'll have it before we put all the finishing in. So I went ahead and brought these down here just to have them down here, but these are the type of lights we're going to use. They're LED, super thin. I think they're called wafer lights, maybe. But you take a 6-inch hole saw, cut a hole in your ceiling. In our case, will be tongue and groove or shiplap, whichever one we go with. And then you just fold these 2 orange tabs in, stick it up in the hole, and those tabs hold it in place. And then each light has this little junction box with it. You open it up. It does not come with that. I put that in there. But you've got 3 of these little Wago style connectors, like little push connectors. And inside here's 3 wires, hot, neutral, ground. So you'll have your feed wire coming in, and then you'll have another wire going out to your next light in series, then the next, and the next, and the next. So basically you would take all 3 hot wires, push into a connector, all 3 neutral wires, push into a connector, all 3 ground wires, all push into the same connector. You get all that situated in there and fold it up. And then this box connects to the light itself. And then you can either mount this to one of your rafters, or I have seen some people just push it up on top of your ceiling, up on top of your shiplap, and it just rests between your insulation and your shiplap. And then it's got adjustments here for brightness, all the way from 2700K. It steps up 1, 2, 3, 4 more times up to 5000K. So they're super inexpensive in comparison to other light fixtures, and they're black. We got black because we're doing black on all of our trim, and they're super sleek. Just to recap, I come up and fertilized all my ryegrass, which is already coming up in places, so that's pretty exciting. Finished putting all the insulation under the floor. I finished up framing our little bathroom. I moved the bathroom light from the wall to the ceiling. I added a circuit in the breaker box for a second outdoor circuit, 20 amp circuit. And then I used one of my concrete forms up here. We're going to use that for the top of our last set of steps going up from the road to here. And I was going to put a form down here, but I don't want to take up a whole bunch of the road. So what I think I'm going to do, that up there is going to be a good anchor. So once I get everything attached up there, then we can come down here and get a couple of concrete post bases, level off where the post bases go, put a 4x4 post in the top, and let the bottom come down to that. And it's not going to be as sturdy if I'd have poured the concrete, but again, that up there is going to be a good anchor point. It's going to hold it pretty good. And I feel like if we get these good and level, I'll have to put some rock in here in this ditch to keep the water from washing out. But trust me, there's very little water. It's constant, and even when it rains, it's not like it's a washout down through here, so I'm not overly concerned about it. But I feel like that's how I'm going to finish out my steps. And the camera probably don't show it too awful good, but once we get up to here, I'll flatten this little hump here out a bit, and then it's kind of a good gradual level walkway on around to the steps. And then later on, what I might do is get some treated 2x10s on their edge and some rebar and build like a wall on the lower side, and you could fill that walkway in above that board around through there and make a level path. But I don't think it'll be necessary, at least for a while anyway. And then right before I got done, I remembered that I had two 4-inch cap blocks down here that I cannot remember what they were for. But where these steps fell a little bit short of the road where Dad dug it out, I just put them in here for like a little, just to temporarily kind of finish off this set here. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. Until we'll see y'all again next week, y'all find something you love to do and do it till it hurts.